Number 4, preliminary prayers. So first let's begin with setting up proper motivation, which has 3 parts. First, the refuge fill, second, the bodhicitta fill, and third, the aim of practice to manifest the Buddha nature. So first, the refuge fill. Visualize Buddha Shakyamuni in front of you, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Imagine as they are looking upon you with immense kindness and unconditional love, as the mother looks upon her own child. Second, the bodhicitta fill. Visualize your parents seated on the other side of your shoulder, your mother on the left and father on the right, and you are accompanied by all other dear mother sentient beings, and you as a master leading all them along with you in the practice. Third, the aim of practice to manifest the Buddha nature, which is the ultimate source of happiness, by removing the 2 mental obscurations, which is the gross afflictive obscuration and the subtle cognitive obscuration. And the gross afflictive obscuration are the afflictions of negative emotions, contaminated karmas, and their corresponding active imprints. And the subtle cognitive obscuration contains inactive seeds of afflictions and contaminated karmas. So let's recite the mantra together. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, and no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace, which is freed of elaborations. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, who through the knowledge of all leads hearers seeking pacification to complete peace, who through the knowledge of all paths causes those helping migrators to achieve the aims of the world, and who through the possession of omniscience helps subduers expound a variety of teaching. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teacher, Sugata, and the protector, to you I make prostrations. The one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who eternally shines forth for the forever noble right race, to you the Buddha I make prostration. Refuge and generating bodhicitta. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. The essence of dependent origination mantra. We'll recite this mantra 3 times. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum tesam tathagato hevadat tesham chayo nirodha Evam Vadimaha Shramanaye Swaha. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetum Tesam Tathagato Hevadat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vadimaha Shramanaye Swaha. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetum Tesham Tathagato Hevadat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vadimaha Shramanaye Swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of the causes as well is taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear light and non-composite, such is the nectar-like dharma I have discovered. Finding no one to fathom this teaching, in silence I will retire into the woods. Beyond utterance, thought and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has the nature of space. It is the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas of the three times, I pay obeisance. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dharma, likewise the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the source of all. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of vibrant drum of Dharma, please liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expense of billions of aeons. The Buddha does not wash the negativities of being, nor does he remove their miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of suchness that beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you are attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If you are attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. Please turn to page 13. Praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. To the founder, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond the void destroyer, the completely perfected and fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of the gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings and go for refuge. When all supreme amongst humans, you were born on this earth, established 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who were wise then, I prostrate. With pure bodies formed supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme sign, face like a spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Does feel like you, the 3 worlds are not, incomparable wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you the Tathagata I prostrate. That frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the dharma that pacifies I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realization, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you the Sangha I prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions, subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of a dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud, see conditional things as such. Through these merits, sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the four falls, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness and death. Please turn to page number 18. We'll recite the Heart Sutra mantra 7 times. Tayatha Om Gate Gate paragate parasamgate bodhi swaha 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 tayatha om gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhi swaha. Please turn to page number 21. 8 verses of mind training. With a determination to achieve the highest aim for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even the wish-fulfilling gem, may I hold them dear at all times. Whenever I interact with someone, may I view myself as the lowest amongst all, and from the very depths of my heart respectfully hold others as superior. In all my deeds may I probe into my mind, and as soon as mental and emotional afflictions arise, as they endanger myself and others, may I strongly confront them and avert them. When I see beings of the unpleasant character, oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, may I hold them dear, for they are rare to find, as if I have discovered a jewel treasure. With others out of jealousy treat me wrongly with abuse, slander and scorn, may I take upon myself the defeat and offer to others the victory. When someone whom I have helped or in whom I have placed great hopes mistreats me in extremely hurtful ways, may I regard him still as my precious teacher. In briefs, may I offer benefit and joy to all my mothers, both directly and indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself all hurts and pains of my mothers. May all this remain undefiled by the stains of 8 mundane concerns, and may I, recognizing all things as illusion, devoid of clinching, be released from bondage. From my 2 collections, vast space that I have amassed, from walking with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Please turn to page number 25. 3 principal aspects of the path. I bow down to the Venerable Lamas. As well as I am able, I will explain the essence of all the teachings of the Conqueror, the path praised by the Conqueror's children, the entrance for those who desire liberation. Listen with a clear mind, you fortunate ones who are not attached to the joys of the cyclic existence. Strive to make good use of leisure and opportunity, and direct your minds to the path that pleases the Buddha. Without pure renunciation, an end to attraction for the pleasures of cyclic existence is unattainable. The craving for existence also binds beings. Thirst for the outside seek renunciation. Reverse attraction to this by reflecting on how leisure and opportunity are difficult to find, and how love is ephemeral and without spend. Reverse attraction to future lives by repeatedly thinking of infallibility of karma and its effects, and the miseries of samsara. Contemplating thus, when for an instant you do not admire the splendors of cycling existence and remain intent on liberation day and night, renunciation is born in you then. Renunciation, if not tempered by pure mind of bodhicitta, however, does not bring forth the perfect bliss of unsurpassed enlightenment. Therefore, the wise one generate the excellent mind of bodhicitta. Swept up in the current of the four powerful rivers, tied by strong bonds of karma, so hard to undo, caught in the iron net of self-grasping, completely enveloped by the darkness of ignorance, born and reborn in boundless cyclic existence, ceaselessly tormented by the three miseries, thinking of your mothers in this condition, generate the supreme mind of bodhicitta. Although you train in renunciation and the mind of bodhicitta, without wisdom that realizes the ultimate reality, you cannot cut the root of cyclic existence. Therefore, strive to understand dependent arising. One who sees the infallible cause and effect of all phenomena in samsara and nirvana and destroys all focuses of apprehension has entered the path which pleases the Buddha. Appearances are infallible dependent arising, emptiness in the understanding that is free of assertion. As long as these two are seen as distinct, you have not yet realized the intent of the Buddha. When these two realizations are concurrent, when the mere sight of infallible dependent origination concurrently destroys all modes of grasping through the definite discernment, at that time the analysis of the profound view is perfected. Furthermore, appearances refute the extreme of existence, emptiness refutes the extreme of non-existence. When you understand that emptiness arises in the form of cause and effect, you are not captivated by the view of extreme. O my child, once you have thus realized the points of the three principal paths, seek solitude and cultivate strong determination and quickly reach the final goal. Please turn to page number 29. In praise of dependent origination. He who speaks on the basis of saying, this makes him a knower and the teacher unexcelled. I bow to you, O conqueror, you have so dependent origination and taught it. Whatever degenerations there are in the world, the root of all these is ignorance. You taught that it is dependent origination, the saying of which will undo this ignorance. So how can an intelligent person not comprehend that this part of dependent origination is the essential point of your teaching? This being so, who will find, O Savior, a more wonderful way to praise you than to praise you for having taught this dependence through dependence? Whatsoever depends on conditions, that is devoid of intrinsic existence, what excellent instruction can there be more amazing than this proclamation? By grasping at this, the child is strengthened bondage to extreme views, otherwise the very fact is the doorway to cut free from the net of elaboration. Since this teaching is not seen elsewhere, you along with the teacher, like calling a fox a lion, for the Tirthika it would be a word of flattery. Wondrous teacher, wondrous refuge, wondrous speaker, wondrous savior, I pay homage to that teacher who taught well the dependent origination. To help heal sentient beings, benefactor, you have taught the peerless reasons to ascertain emptiness the heart of the teaching. This way of dependent origination, those who perceive it as contradictory or unestablished, how can they comprehend your system? For you, one who sees emptiness in terms of the meaning of dependent origination, then being devoid of intrinsic existence and possessing valid functions do not contradict. Whereas, when one sees the opposite, since there can be no function in emptiness, nor emptiness in what has functions, one fails into a dreadful abyss you maintain. Therefore, in your teaching, seeing dependent origination is hailed, that too not as an utter non-existent, nor as an intrinsic existent. The non-contingent is like a sky flower, hence there is nothing that is not dependent. If things exist through their essence, their dependence on causes and conditions for their existence is a contradiction. Therefore, since no phenomena exists other than origination through dependence, no phenomena exists other than being devoid of intrinsic existence, you taught. Because intrinsic nature cannot be negated, so we'll stop here. Because we'll continue from stanza 16. Because intrinsic nature cannot be negated, if phenomena possess some intrinsic nature, nirvana would become impossible, and elaboration could not be ceased, you taught. Therefore, who cannot challenge you, you who proclaim with loins roar in the assembly of learned ones repeatedly that everything is utterly free of intrinsic nature, that there is no intrinsic existence at all, and that all function as this arising in dependence on that, what need is there to say that these two converge without conflict? It is through the reason of dependent origination that one does not lean towards an extreme, that you have declared it excellently is a reason, savior of you being an unexcelled speaker. Okay. So we'll stop here. So let's join Geshe-la. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mystery's. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mysteries. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mysteries. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mysteries. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mysteries. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in mysteries.
Okay. Can you hear me? No? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Those at the back, can you hear me? Okay, good. Okay, what we do is that we will do the 5 minutes breathing meditation. Nowadays, if the youngsters, they are keen on meditation, but generally speaking, as one grows a little older, age like say the late 20s or 30s or 40s, then naturally your mind will be tilted towards a greater purpose of life, greater meaning of one's life, like meditation and so forth. So for that matter, we should be prepared. We should learn from now. And if you can, particularly when you go through, okay, how many of you are going through? How many of you are in your college, raise hands? How many in university, doing masters? Okay, good. When we do our studies, when we're in colleges or universities, do undergrad, postgrad, then the MPhil, PhD, whatever. At times, we are bound to go through some difficulties, mental tension, stress, and so forth. And it's not necessary that things will always flow the way you want. Things can... Okay, just tell me, how many of you have that experience? That life is not the way that I think it will flow. Sometimes it's very challenging. Raise your hands. Okay, how many of you have never had that experience? Oh, life is very nice, very simple. So the last, I'm already in my second year, first year, third year. And the life is very beautiful. Raise your hands. No problem at all. No problem at all. There? No problem at all? Okay. Otherwise, most of us we have some experience of the problems. Okay. So there, the meditation is very helpful. So for that matter, I did mention about the meditation, what should be the basic, the qualifications or a procedure for a proper meditation. I already shared this with you earlier. So here also I'd like to share with you because this is very important. And then you're bound to meet with other people and who may say, oh, you're from Ladakh. Hemis, then Stakna. Oh, you must be good in meditation. Teach us something about meditation, right? So then you may teach very strange meditations because they expect a lot, and then you did not really learn. You learn from YouTube, right? Okay, so the point is that we should make sure that we know the procedure, proper procedure, so that number one, that is directly beneficial to you. Number two, should somebody ask you as to how to do meditation, then you can give a proper, precise the instruction. That will be very helpful. Okay, so the 4 points keep in mind. What are they? Body posture. Number two, focal point. Number three, identifying the errors of meditation. Number four, applying the remedies to overcome the errors. The 4 points. That's very important. Okay. So the first, for the body posture, let's say the cross-legged, sitting cross-legged with your right foot on your left leg and the left foot on your right leg. Right? If you can do it, well and good. If not, try. And then, if you have not been doing this, then when you try it, it's going to be a little painful. But the moment it starts, you start feeling the pain. Then release your legs, and they let the pain subside. When the pain is gone, again bring it back, and gradually you feel that this position is very comfortable. It's extremely comfortable. And the moment you sit in this position, instantly you will feel the lightness of your mind. So that is extremely the beneficial position. And for long-term practice, this position is extremely important. For example, if you want to sit for meditation for like 2 hours and so for later on, not necessarily now, 2 hours, 3 hours in stretch, then this position will really keep you feel alert. Number one. Number two, body must be upright. Body must be upright. And if possible, generally speaking, when I was young, your age or younger than your age, I also used to sit like this. Okay, how many of you sit like this? Okay, never ever sit like this. Make it a habit to sit upright. This is very important. Sit upright. And then when meditating, then don't lean against the body, against the support. Don't lean your body against the support when meditating. Whereas under normal situation, say you are sitting upright, and then you want to lean against the support. That's fine when not meditating. But then, even when leaning, make sure that your body is upright. Your body is straight. It's not like this. So the body must be this. Just make it a habit. Particularly younger ones, you must make it a habit. So I told you, it's not that I'm always sitting like this when I was young. When I was young, like your age, perhaps younger than your age, I always used to sit like this, right? This is not a good habit. Always learn how to sit upright. And initially it can be a little challenging, but it'll become a habit, right? Okay, the next one is your head tilted forward a little bit. Head tilted forward a little bit. And then what is so important is your eyes not closed. Don't close your eyes in a meditation, particularly for the single pointed meditation. Last time we talked about the two kinds of meditation. What are they? Single pointed meditation and analytical meditation. The two meditations, particularly for single pointed meditation, I would suggest don't close your eyes. The moment you close your eyes, single pointedness means that your mind is fixed on one particular object, and then your mind doesn't move, and then you close your eyes, your mind not moving, plus closing your eyes will just add to you to fall asleep. You getting it? So this is not really healthy. Whereas for the analytical meditation, at times you can do with eyes closed. That's fine. For the analytical, for the single pointed meditation, always do with eyes open. Like what? Half open, 45 degrees cast down, naturally. Don't strain your eyes. You're getting it? Okay, look at me. For example, let's say, okay, how do you see my eyes? Naturally sitting or straining? Naturally sitting. Now 45 degrees cast down like this. Just naturally sitting there in its very natural form, 45 degrees cast down. You're getting it? This is your eyes. Then breathe naturally. Don't force your breath. Don't control your breath. And the tip of the tongue should touch the upper palate to avoid excessive accumulation of saliva in the mouth. And breathe naturally. And the lips and the teeth in their natural course. Okay. Then your right hand on the left hand, and the tips of the two thumbs joining, forming a triangle, and the two thumbs standing, forming a triangle. Place the two hands in your laps in a restful state. So this is your body posture. And the body, while the body is upright, make sure that it is flexible. It is not rigid. It is flexible. And initially keep your eyes on your body to see if your body is rigid or flexible. If it's rigid, make sure that you ease. You relax it, because if the body unconsciously, sometimes what happens is that your body, because you're keeping upright, otherwise you sit like this, and then when you sit upright, automatically you tend to keep the body rigid. And if this is what happens, then over like 2, 3, 4 days time, you will start to feel the body strain or the body compression. That is not healthy. Muscle strain will be felt. So just keep your body very relaxed. Okay, and breathe naturally. This is your body posture. What is number 2? Focal point. What you're going to meditate on. For the single point of meditation, there are so many kinds of meditation. It's not that what we're doing here is the correct one and all others are wrong. This is not the point. The point is that there are so many versions, as long as what you're doing is coming from a standard tradition. That's good. Not necessarily that one has to follow what I'm teaching you. Okay, so, but what you're doing is a very simple and at the same time very beneficial. Very simple, very beneficial. So, it has 2 parts. One is on the breath. What are you going to focus on? The breath. And then number 2 is the tiny dot. Tiny dot 2. So if you're competent, you can do both. That is multitasking. Whereas if you feel that, okay, I can't really do it, and then don't just give up simply because you cannot do it in day 1, right? Just give an attempt one day attempt, and then you cannot do it and you give up. No, if this is what happens, then you will never succeed in your life. So you must struggle, you must have a little patience to continue this for at least like 1 week or 2 weeks time. And if within like 2 weeks time, if it doesn't really work, the two things happening together, the count of the breath plus visualizing the tiny dot. If the multitasking is not happening, despite your two weeks of attempt, then you can switch to just the breath, count of the breath. Okay, first the breath part. Breath part is that just count your breath. Don't follow the breath, count the breath. Follow the breath means, okay, as I breathe in, now the air passes through my right nostril, then it goes through the right channel, then enters through the central channel, it comes out, again enters through the right nostril. This is following. We're not going to do that. There is one system, there is one tradition, practice, a little complicated. So instead we're going to do easier one. And then if you like to do the complicated one later on, after about like a few months of attempt and you like it, you want to make it even more complicated, you can do it. For the time being, keep it simple. Okay, how? Just follow just count the breath. Don't follow the breath. That is, breathe in, breathe out. Cycle 1, breathe in, breathe out. Cycle 2. Just focus on the count of the breath. You getting it? Okay, that we're going to do for 21 times. Now, multitasking. If you are competent, you can try the other one, visualizing a tiny dot, tiny white dot, 1 mm or 2 mm in diameter. Tiny white dot between nose and the upper lip. Okay, just touch this spot. Do you feel something? Don't look at it with your eyes, just touch it. Do you feel something? When you say, yes, I can feel something, that mind, we said, yes, I'm feeling something, that mind is going to be employed to meditate. You're getting it? Your eye consciousness is not going to meditate. The meditation that you're going to do is with the help of this mind which says, yes, I can feel something. It's not the sensory consciousness, it's not the skin consciousness, it's not the body consciousness, it's the mental consciousness which says, yes, I'm feeling. Okay, that's one that you're going to meditate. Now, with this multitasking, meaning that you count the breath plus visualizing the tiny white dot between nose and upper lip. These two things happen together. Initially, it's a little challenging. Two things happen together, plus your eyes are not closed, eyes half open, so you see what is in front of you. It's quite chaotic. You're getting it? But don't worry, don't give up, keep trying it. This is the focal point. What is number 3? Identifying the errors of meditation. Okay, I'm happy to see that most of you have this good body posture, sitting upright. That's very good. Okay, try to make it a habit. I told you, when I was young, I used to sit like this. You're getting it? For so many years, a very bad habit. So later on, I fixed it. So sit like this. If you, when not meditating, you want to lean against the support, lean. Lean, still keep your body upright, even when you lean. You're getting it? Okay, that's very important. Then what is next? Hey. 2 points. What 2 points? Huh? Wow. Point number 2 done. What's point number 3? Identifying the errors of meditation. Okay, Al-Hadrullah is correct. Identifying the errors of meditation. There are 2 errors, right? Identifying the 2 errors of meditation, not 2 identification of the errors. Identifying the 2 errors of meditation, or identifying the errors of meditation. How many errors are there? 2. One is overactivity of the mind, and the other one is inactivity of the mind, passiveness of the mind. Inactivity of the mind and the overactivity of the mind. Activity of the mind is known as mental excitement, gopa in Tibetan, gopa. And then the inactivity of the mind is known as chingwa, mental laxity, chingwa. Laxity and excitement, chingwa and gopa. Okay, these two are the problems. If these two things are okay in your meditation, while you attempted meditation, while you practice meditation, so your mind, how many of you say the mind either overactive or inactivity was happening? It happened to how many of you? Okay, this is what is bound to happen to all of us. You're getting it? So when these two things happen, any of these two things happen, what you do is that you go to number 4. What is number 4? Applying the remedies to overcome the errors. You're getting it? Applying the remedy. Okay, why I'm going to too detail? Although we already did that in the other session. What I'm doing now is for you to register what you are learning. You're getting it? You heard it before, now you're hearing for the second time in more detail. You're able to register things. When you're registered, later on you want to practice, you want to share this with other people, you can, at least you get something, you know, the authentic, the practice. Okay, so applying the remedies to overcome the errors. 2 remedies, mindfulness and introspection. Mindfulness and introspection. Oftentimes people talk about mindfulness-based stress reduction. Yeah, there are all these forms of the therapies and meditations and so forth, mindfulness meditation and so forth. Often what they do is that they mix the 2 things, mindfulness and introspection. Actually, technically speaking, mindfulness is different from introspection. These two are not one. These two are not one, but people mix the 2 things up, just combine the 2 things and just call it mindfulness. Okay, so it should have 2 elements. What is the introspection? And number 2 is mindfulness. Introspection is like, if somebody asks you what is introspection, introspection is, so we must gain the conviction. What is introspection? What is mindfulness? We must gain conviction. Once you gain conviction, then the language is fine. You can use any other language like introspection, vigilance, and then spying, espionage, then keeping an eye on your own mind. You can use any terminology. The concept that, the point is that you must be convinced of what you're talking. Introspection. Introspection is like, for example, to give an example, it is like, say, now that you are all from the college or from the university, let me say that if there are 2 countries, country A and country B, the 2 countries are little rival. The 2 are rivals. Then what do? Country A should defend the border. Country B should also defend the border. You agree with me? Yeah. Hey, Ladakh boys and girls, you have no experience. Huh? No intuition coming from the other side? Hey, Ladakh boys and girls, you are sucked up in Delhi. Right? This is a problem in Ladakh. You're getting it? Pinzola, what's the problem? Huh?
Intuition at the border side.
Yes, intuition from the other side, intuition coming. You're getting it? Okay, so basically the point is that, so to make sure that there's no intrusion happening, to make sure that your border is intact, safe, what you do is that from nation A, you send spies to nation B to see what they're doing. Likewise, nation B will not remain silent. We will also send spies to nation A. You agree with me? Okay. Now, tell me, what's the job of the spy? Job of the spy, is it to destroy the other country, or is it to get the information? Very good. Okay, there you know it so well. It's just to get the information. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to even throw one stone there. You're getting it? You don't have to throw even a stone. You just enjoy food. Meanwhile, just observe. Right, what is happening, what is the VIP movement, what kind of aeroplanes are flying, what kind of helicopter is flying, right? Where is the CIA, what is that, Intelligence Bureau, Where is that office? Huh? Raw. Right? So just gather the information. That is the job of the espionage. You're getting it? That's the job of the espionage, to gather the information. Then what do you do with the information? Can you pass this information to your country? And the country, the Prime Minister, the President, the ministers, they will execute, right? If the information that you give, now on the border area, there's the army is being moved there, all the missiles, they are being set up there, information given to your country, then your country will also send the same thing there to prepare, right? If the country is totally inactive, you give all the information and the country is totally inactive, then what happens to your enthusiasm to get the information? It'll stop, because there's no point. I risk my life for my country to get the information. Anybody can arrest me, capture me. The moment I'm captured, finished. And most likely it's going to be executed. You're going to be killed. Right? Most likely you're going to be killed, because the espionage is considered as very, very great crime. Right? You're going to be killed. So I risk my life, and I ordered to pass all the information, and our government is not at all taking any measures. You're getting it? So the job is, in order for the safety of the nation, espionage will get the information, and then the government will execute. You're getting it? There are two. Likewise, we are fighting against. Meditation is fighting against meditation is fighting against? Meditation is fighting against?
Errors of mind.
Two errors. Which errors? Excitement and laxity. These two are our enemies with which we have to fight. To fight, we need two things: espionage and the government. Espionage is the introspection, and the government execution by the government. That is the mindfulness. You're getting it? So in a meditation, you have to just once in a while keep your eyes on your own mind to see if your mind is in a lax state, sleepy, heavy, or your mind is getting excited, getting scattered, right? Just once in a while, keep an eye, just watch your own mind. That is introspection. Once you see that the mind is now lax, heavy, inserviceable, or your mind is scattered, instantly then your job of the introspection is done. Next is the job of the mindfulness. Job of the mindfulness is to bring the mind back to the intended object of the meditation. You're getting it? Okay, ready? Ready? Okay. What we do is that 21 times. 21 times to the breath. It'll take about 1.5 minutes. 1.5 minutes. For some, it may be 2 minutes. Okay, so we will do that for 21 cycles of the breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Cycle 1, breathe in, breathe out. 21 times. Ready? Okay, thank you. Any questions pertaining to the meditation? Any questions? Meditation which we did? Any questions? Any difficulties? Any challenges? Anyone? No one? Meditation went very smoothly? Yes? Huh? No? What's the problem?
Mind was overactive.
Okay, and the mind was overactive. Okay? Okay. Anybody else? Anyone? Yes? Okay, the two things cannot, two things don't happen. So I cannot do the two things happening, two things together. Okay, I cannot visualize while counting the breath. Okay, good. This is a real challenge. Anybody else?
When we are breathing, it has to be natural, or we need to force it one to. Like when we are breathing, it has to be. When we are breathing, it has to be forced breathing like we do in pranayama, or it has to be a natural one?
What's the answer?
Natural.
How? Who said it? Huh?
Because if you force something, then your whole concentration would be only on the breathing part. So
Okay, so what I was saying is that, so all what we're doing must be very standard, according to a very standard instruction. Is there something coming from the instruction? No? Anybody? Do you remember instruction? No? As a part of the body posture, what is saying? Cross-legged, backbone upright, your head tilted forward a little bit, eyes half open, tip of the tongue should touch the upper palate to avoid excess accumulation of saliva. The teeth and lips in the natural cause. Breathe naturally. You forgot it. When I did this? Last year? When did I say this? Just a few minutes ago. You forgot it.
But it's not coming naturally. When I count, it actually I have to force myself.
Okay, so the point is that, say for example, say initially when you do meditation, and then you say counting the breath, or you are visualizing this, and your eyes are half open, your eyes are right there on the table. What is on the table continues to appear. You're getting it? So therefore we need meditation. We need training. These are all the training which does not naturally happen. But does not naturally happen. You should make it happen naturally. So therefore, breathe naturally means instruction given. You're getting it? Instruction given. So therefore, natural automatically. So the moment you try to count the breath, you have to force the breath. If that is happening, try to make it natural. This is the exercise that we need. Okay. Any more questions? Last chance. Yes.
Jeshila, in the single-pointed meditation.
The mic.
In the single-pointed meditation, when you're doing it, there are times when your mind is overexcited, and there are times when you're very dull and your mind is very lax about it. So my question is it okay to open your eyes, cast down 45 degrees when your mind is very dull? And is it okay to actually close your mind and meditate when your mind is very overexcited?
Okay, so the idea is when your mind is excited, is it good to close your eyes? When your mind is lax, is it good to open your eyes? This question. Okay, so basically what we try to do is that initially meaning the first few weeks, first month, second month, let us not be too, not a good word. Let us not be too ambitious. You getting it? Let it happen more naturally. From your side, what you should be doing, do it. Meaning, keep your eyes half open. Right? Even though your mind is very scattered here and there, right? Going to the shopping malls, all the things happen. Still, close your eyes? No. Keep your eyes open. And then see, this is a challenge posed by your mind on you, saying that you cannot meditate, and you have to prove that I can meditate. You're getting it? So this is a challenge posed by the mind to you that you cannot meditate. Look, when you keep your eyes open, you get more scattered, right? You say, never mind, I'll be scattered, therefore I need training. This is a training. If you always go for the easier way, then what's the point of training? And the easier will not take you anywhere. You're getting it? Which is more difficult? The IS exam or the Jammu exam? IS easier. Which is easier, my question? Easier. If you go to get easier, you'll get the easier job. You will not get the what do you call it? This one expression, right? My dream job. You will not get a dream job. You go for the easier. Always take the challenge. You're getting it, but we should be skillful. If possible, either you get a very rich instruction, or you be with a teacher. If you don't have a rich instruction, be with an experienced teacher. And then it's not that okay, I'll try this poison, right? I will challenge it. No, right? So first, we need always go for the middle way. While don't just comply with your body, don't just comply with your mind says. Always go for the easier no. And don't go the other extreme. So the Buddha, in his biography, first he went into the indulgence, meaning, while in the palace, it was luxurious life. And then he went to the asceticism, extreme asceticism, number 2. And then realized that indulgence by no means will take you to liberation, freedom. And then the asceticism, you have no energy. Excessive asceticism, you have no energy left I may have become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. I should challenge my emotion. You need a tremendous energy to tell you. Believe it or not, if you do the meditation properly, for example, like analytical meditation, very sound analytical meditation, within like 20 minutes time, 20-30 minutes time, you will feel hungry. So much of energy is consumed by this thought process. So therefore you need tremendous energy, and if you then they say if you don't have the energy, how would you do that? So therefore you need a tremendous energy, because of which we are advised not to go to extreme asceticism. No food at all, no water at all, and the situation is so gloomy. No, whereas some people can do. Some people can do. It's not that nobody can do it. Some people can do. For example, Milarepa is an incredible example of that. But we should be very realistic. If you are one of these. Okay. So therefore, in other words, the point is that for meditation, either you should have rich meditation instructions. You should know. You should have rich instructions that you know, or there must be an experienced teacher to guide you very closely. You getting it? Okay, good. Now, yes.
During single-pointed meditation, if you told us that if our eyes are fully closed, you might fall sleepy. So what if opposite thing is happening? If our eyes are half open and we are feeling sleepy, and if one is more comfortable with fully closed eyes. Okay,
the most comfortable, if you want to go for the comfortable one, the most comfortable one is lie down in bed. Lie down in bed, and I'm going to meditate so that I can sleep as well as I can meditate. And then if possible, keep a popcorn next. Popcorn, and okay, fun, right? And then lie down. Okay, so the point is, right? The point is, challenge your mind. Not going to the extreme. You're getting it? Challenge your mind. Say your mind will say go for the easier one, but at least do those things which are very standard, which most of the people do. You're getting most of the meditators do. This much we have to follow. Well, for this, don't compromise. Don't compromise for the easier sake. For example, let's say, even with the eyes open, still you fall asleep. You're falling asleep with the eyes open. Still you are falling asleep. Then, if this is the situation, then you close the eyes. You keep your eyes open. If you fall asleep within 5 minutes, you close the eyes, you will fall asleep within 1 minute. You're getting it? So therefore, closing the eyes is so bad. Now, closing eyes, of course, closing eyes, then I fall asleep so fast. So I'll not do that. But closing open, keep your eyes open. That also makes me fall asleep. What should I do? This is a serious question. For that matter, you have to check with your eyes open, still you fall asleep. Then you have to check the reasons. Most likely 2 reasons. One is either physically you are depleted. Physically you are exhausted. You're getting it? You go for like 8 hours job, then 2 hours travel. 8 hours job, 2 hours travel, and then you finally end up at, say, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you reach home, you start meditating, you fall asleep, with eyes open, still, you fall asleep. That means that you are tired, physically tired. So you have to make sure that the timetable, manage your timetable well, that the morning, after good 6 to 7 hours sleep, after good quality 6 to 7 hours sleep, you wake up, the first thing that you do is prostrations, make offerings, all this you do. After that, maybe if you want to do breakfast, right? The best thing is do the meditation before the breakfast. And if you don't have the energy to do that, take some biscuits, eat some biscuits to give the energy and do the meditation while you're still very fresh. And then go for your breakfast and go to your job or the college, university, whatever. Okay, this is one thing. Number 2 is the intake of the food. If the intake of the food is so less, intake of the food is not nutritious. You're getting it? If you take a very light food, maybe huge amount, but light food, very light, energy, it will convert into energy very fast. And energy depletes very fast. So intake of the food, make sure that you eat, say, the nutritious food, may not be huge portion, but even though it can be small, but nutritious. Make sure that through your experience, you have to know how much you should eat. You're getting it? That's very important. And then the rest. Rest is so important. These two combine together, and then still, if you feel you are well rested and you have the food intake is good, still with your eyes open and still fall asleep, which means that you have to go through blood tests to see what about your B12, vitamin B12, vitamin D. You have to check these. Check for the bodily constituencies. You're getting it? Okay. Generally speaking, rest and the nutritious food, these two will be good enough for you to keep awake with your eyes open, will keep you awake. You're getting it? Okay. Then with all the parameters intact, still you feel sleepy with your eyes open, then you have to start very tactfully. Don't go for like 5 minutes meditation, 10 minutes, forget about 1 hour meditation. You're getting it? Some people, I start meditating 1 hour every day. This is not a wise idea. Particularly for single point of meditation, you are deceiving yourself. It's a self-deception. Whenever you sit like this and your mind is distracted everywhere, falling asleep, distracted. So within just 1 hour, your mind will be distracted 100 times, believe it or not. It's just waste of your time. So quality should be emphasized. Quality of the meditation should be emphasized, not the quantity. Start with 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Give a few seconds gap, again 2 minutes, give a few seconds gap, again 2 minutes. Mornings, 3 times. 6 minutes. Evenings, three times. 6 minutes, 6 minutes. You're getting it? If that is going well, even you won't believe, even within 2 minutes, distractions will happen like 10, 20 times, believe it or not. You're getting it? So there, if this is not happening, if the quality is not emphasized, just saying that I'm meditating for like 40 minutes a day, 1 hour a day, and your distractions are not under control, no point. Better not do meditation. if this is the situation. You're getting it? Okay, that's very important. Okay, done. Now today what I like to do is that from this book, in the end there is one section on the painting. There's one painting, Sipokolo, the Wheel of Life. Okay, do you see that picture? Wheel of Life. Is that a wheel? Nishida, is that a wheel? Okay.
308.
Okay, see which page number? 308? 318? Three. Okay, this one. What page is that?
3088.
How many of you are still struggling to get this picture? Raise your hands. You already got it? 308. What other pages? 318 or 308, right? Some are the older editions, other are new editions. So 308 or 318. Okay. How many have seen this picture in the monasteries? Okay. How many have never seen this picture? A strange picture. Okay, raise hands. You have never seen this. That's interesting. You have never seen this. Interesting. Okay. Nishida, you have never seen this. But you have seen today?
No.
You have seen it now, right?
Yeah.
You have seen it.
Now I've seen.
That is seen. Okay, so which means everybody has seen this. Okay, so basically this you have to know. I'm going to quickly give explanation about this. This is a very important part. For this we have to know the background of this story, right? The background of this is that at the time of Buddha Shakyamuni, of course, those were the days of the kingdoms. Those were the days of the kingdoms, 2,500 years ago. Those are the days of the kingdoms, which means that whole world is just split into kingdoms, empires. Okay. So there were two kings who were friends. One is King Bimbisara, and the other one is King Uttayana. Uttayana. And King Uttayana he had a bigger kingdom, and King Bimbisara was having a smaller kingdom. Two of them are friends. And then the King Uttayana, the more powerful king, he sent a gift to King Bimbisara. Our gift, a gift of armor made of gems, very precious stones. Armor made of, what is armor? Body shield. Body shield made of gems like diamond, and then what? Sapphire, and all this expensive, the stones, and then gold, silver, diamond, and so forth. Initially, King Bimbisara was so happy. Of course, such a gift, so happy. And then, what is the next? To give in return. Yes, you have to give something in return, right? You are from a smaller kingdom. You are not as wealthy as the King Uttayana. Then he instantly went into the sadness or stress. He was stressed out. What should I give back? What should I give in return? Right? I don't have anything. Yeah, I'm just having a very small kingdom. So he was so sad. Then luckily, the Buddha Shakyamuni was presiding over in his place, residing in his kingdom. And then he approached the Buddha Shakyamuni, and then he made prostrations, and then narrated the story, the situation. And what should I do? Please advise me. Then the Buddha Shakyamuni advised him, okay, don't worry. You send me a very refined painter. You send a very refined painter from your kingdom to see me. Then King Bimbisara was so happy, he sent the most refined painter to the Buddha Shakyamuni. Then the Buddha Shakyamuni instructed this painting to the painter. You paint this. And all these were the instructions given by the Buddha. You're getting it? Given by the Buddha. Okay. So then the Buddha instructed King Bimbisara after the painting that, okay, now you take this painting with respect and offer this as a gift to King Uddiyana. Okay. Then King Bimbisara, he was so happy. This is something you can't imagine any bigger gift than this one. This is coming from the Buddha. So precious. So he was so happy. Then he sent a message to King Uddiyana that, okay, so I request you, or I ask you to come to this. Usually when they have the battle, they have the battleground. Usually they come to the battleground, they fight on the battleground. Bring your cavalries, the army, the whole army, the soldier, the cavalries, and whatever you have, bring them. King Uddiyana, he got a message, and he was expecting some gift. Instead of gift, he got this message. The King Uddiyana became so angry. Does he mean to wage war against me? Then he was so happy, so ungrateful person. I presented him with such the precious present, and then now he is thinking of waging war against me. And then luckily, King Uddiyana, he had a very wise minister, and the wise minister approached the king and said, Your Highness, don't be stressful. Don't be stressed out. Whatever he said, just comply. Right? Go with the army, the cavalry, the elephants, or whatever. Just go. And in case if he wages war, just fight. Anyway, you are a stronger king, so you can easily conquer. So what's the point? Right? What's the matter? Just do it. And then, as instructed, King Uddiyana, then he brought all his soldiers, the cavalries, everyone there on the battleground. Likewise, King Bimbisara was bringing everything from his kingdom on the battleground. Now the two sides were there facing each other. And King Bimbisara, what he did was that he got from distance, he could see. King Uddiyana could see King Bimbisara. Then King Bimbisara, he got off from his horse, leaving everything behind, and then holding something in his hand and coming towards King Uddiyana. Then as a gesture of courtesy, King Uddiyana also got off from his horse and then went towards King Bimbisara, which means that it's not a war. It's not a war because he's not bringing his generals or so forth, just he's coming by himself. Then King Uddiyana came, and then King Bimbisara handed over the scroll to King Uddiyana. And then he said that this is my gift for you. That's interesting. For me to come to get a gift, I should come with the cavalry, the host of soldiers and so forth. Why this gift is very special. This gift is a very special gift for you. As a gesture of respect to this gift, I brought all my soldiers and everyone here. I requested you to also bring all of them to express the respect to this gift. And the King Uddiyana was so excited. What is this? What this gift might be like? So even for my gift, which is the most expensive thing in the world, for this I did not ask him to come with the soldiers and so forth. But what is this? It must be very special. In what way it is special? So he went to the kingdom, to his own palace, and then he was trying to open this gift. So this gift, it was first draped in very expensive cloth. First layer of the cloth finished. Still it is draped in the next cloth. Third cloth, fourth cloth, fifth cloth. Very expensive cloths. Finally, just a scroll, paper came out. What is this? Why this paper is treated with such respect, with all this expensive clothes draped around this? Why? Then he was just unfolding the paper, and then just so he could see the painting there. Why this painting is so special? He was saying this, and then the wise minister was also there with him, and he was studying all this. What is this? Okay, now what are you seeing there was exactly what King Uddiyana was seeing. What is this? What is this? What is that? And so he was studying this, and he could see all these things inside the circle, the second circle, third circle, fourth circle, and the whole wheel was held by the demon. And then suddenly he said, "Who's this guy up there?" Right? Who's this guy up there? And the wise minister, he said, "Don't say guy, right? This is the most fully awakened being, awakened one, right? We must even to utter who this is, we must express, we must come with a tremendous respect. The fully awakened one, the Tathagata." What is Tathagata? King Uddiyana asked the wise minister, "What do you mean by Tathagata? What is Tathagata?" Tathagata means somebody who is already freed from all sufferings and achieved the highest enlightened state. Where is he? He is in King Bimbisara's kingdom. Then King Bimbisara became very important now, because the one who's being respected so highly, the full awakened one, he is there in King Bimbisara's. What is he doing there? Oh, he's giving teachings there. Oh, why he's with King Bimbisara? Why not with me? Then can I also invite him to my place? And of course, but you have to request King Bimbisara, because the Tathagata is very close to King Bimbisara. So King Bimbisara, they requested him, Tathagata, to be in King Bimbisara's place. So if you make a request to King Bimbisara, then King Bimbisara on your behalf will request the Tathagata will visit your place. So this was the exchange. Then this king, King Uddiyana, having studied this so well, in his very lifetime, he attained the state of arahatship. In this very lifetime, the King Uddiyana, because of this studying this. But why the Buddha Shakyamuni instructed this painting was that Buddha, through his clairvoyance, he could see that this King Uddiyana had a tremendous karmic connection with the Dharma from the past lives. So he is very ready to be mature, to be ripened, to achieve arahatship. Arahatship meaning freed from suffering altogether. So the Buddha instantly gave the instruction to paint this. This is one part of the story. The next part is that then the Buddha, because now this painting is available, then the Buddha instructed the monks in the monasteries to draw this painting on the wall, outside wall of the monasteries, in the entrance, outside wall of the entrance, the facade of the monastery. And then the Buddha further instructed that what is there in the painting? Shariputra, Arahat Shariputra, knows so well, but in the future, such great teachers as Arahat Shariputra is going to be very rare. Future means now. With respect to the 2,500 years ago, today, we don't find like somebody like, the Shariputra, right? Extremely brilliant. And in those days, it was so numerous. Shariputra, Mughlayana, Ananda, Mahakasha, all these, the Upali, all these arhats, they were there. But now it's so rare. So the Buddha made a prophecy that in future, such enlightened beings as Shariputra would not be easily available. For that matter, we have to now, from today onwards, we have to make it a point that a monastic member from the monastery must be assigned to explain this wall of the painting on the facade of the entrance of the monastery when people when the pilgrims come to the monastery for pilgrimage, when they come, there must be a monk to explain what is this painting to the people. So the people will be benefited out of this, the Dharma explanation. You getting it? Okay, how many of you seen this painting in the facade of the monasteries anywhere in the world? Raise your hands. Anywhere. Okay. Okay, now that you know the background of this painting, I will quickly explain what this painting is about. You're getting it? And on that basis, because this painting is instructed by the Buddha Shakyamuni himself, commissioned by the Buddha Shakyamuni himself, Buddha himself. So it must be, whatever the Buddha instructed, there's a tremendous meaning. You're getting it? We're not supposed to alter the paintings here and there. You're getting it? Okay, sometimes what people do is that they alter the paintings freely, because the painters may not necessarily be philosophers. You agree with me or not? Huh? The painters may not necessarily be philosophers. So therefore, what is on the top left? Moon. White moon, right? White moon, okay. Look, if I'm a painter, if I'm a very respected painter, respected painter means very skilled painter, and then I have my many students, right? And the students, and then I have this air that yes, painting wise, okay, so the moon, why moon? You're getting it? Why not Aravalokiteshvara? Because I respect Aravalokiteshvara, I pray to Aravalokiteshvara so much, we can moon, just replace it, and this I will do it for free, don't worry. You're getting it? I'll do it for free, I'll not charge you, I'll paint Aravalokiteshvara there. Right? Oh, that's so good, you're also not philosopher? Oh, that was so kind of you. Then remove the moon and the Aravalokiteshvara. Right? Oh, what is this? What is that below the moon? There's something there. Right? Oh, why not we offer some fruits to Aravalokiteshvara? You then remove that and then put fruits. Right? Oh, now it's exotic. It's exotic, exquisite painting. Wow, this is amazing. You're getting it? Okay. This is how the paintings are distorted. Now, believe it or not, most of the paintings that you'll find in the facade of the monasteries, they're wrong. You're getting it? How do you know that they're going to be wrong? Well, let's explain this. You're getting it? You have to know the key features. Once you know the significance, what this painting should be like, the original version of this painting, then you go to the various monasteries, you will see that many of the paintings are wrong. They're painted by the poor painters who are not really philosophers. You're getting it? Okay. Once you know that, once you see this painting is also wrong, this painting is also wrong, you're getting it? And then don't go to criticize the monks there. You're getting it? They don't know anything. Right? What is this? Whole life in the monastery, you don't even know this painting. Right? So this is, we are learning this. We got the opportunity to learn this. They did not get the opportunity to learn. You're getting it? Now, the best thing, instead of complaining, the best would be if there is somebody who's influential. You as a young boy, young girl, people may not pay heed to you. You're getting it? So, you can go to somebody who's more influential and who is learned. They are there in Ladakh. There are many good scholars. You approach them who can influence the monks of the monastery there. You go through this, and then you tell them that, sir, this painting, the painting is not depicted correctly. That is wrong. So I wish that this is changed. You getting it? Okay. Okay. So with this,
a small question.
Yes.
Was this the very first time that the picture was painted, or did it exist before this story?
Okay.
The Wheel of Life.
The Wheel of Life, painting wise, this painting, this is Tibetan's painting. It's not from Buddha. right? Okay. So when I say the painting, it doesn't mean what is in this book.
I mean the
You're getting
picture of Wheel of Life.
painting.
Yeah, painting.
So that originally it came from that story, King Bimbisara. So this you will see in the text in Kanjur. You'll find the whole anecdote that I shared with you. They're all in the Kanjur, in the text. It is I'm very fortunate. I read it myself. It is there. That's the first time. Yeah. Okay. So with this, okay. It's already 7. Tabala. How long can I go? Huh? 7:30? Okay, the Tabala is very middle way. All right. I was thinking he's going to say like 8. Okay, I'm joking. Okay, 7:30 would be good enough. Good? Okay, to make it very quick, what we need to know is that we need to know one stanza. One stanza, in Tibetan it is Ledanyumo Sebetar Ledanyumo Namdole Tedatule Tubani Tombani Gabagur. This is the Tibetan version, right? And then the English version is right here. To make it very quick, is right here. Okay, just next page. Just the next page. The next page, brief, number 1, brief explanation of Wheel of Life picture. The stanza that you find there, ceasing of karmas and afflictions leads to nirvana. Actions and afflictions arise from conceptual thought. These arise from mental elaboration of grasping into existence. Elaboration ceases by or into emptiness. This is the stanza that we have to memorize by heart. And if possible, try to learn this in the Ladakhi language or the Tibetan language. Lastang, lesang nyumong, sepetar. Lesang nyumong, namdokles. Teda tresle, trespani, stongbanyitu gagborgyur. Right? Perfect? Pinzola? Good? Okay. So this you have to memorize. And the English version is, ceasing of karmas and afflictions leads to nirvana. Actions or the actions and karma same. Karmas and afflictions arise from conceptual thought. These arise from mental elaboration, grasping into existence. Elaboration ceases by or into emptiness. You're getting it? Okay. So for this, we need to know 5 points. We need to know 5 points. Okay, be attentive. If you want to mark them here. Okay. This is chapter Mamuyra. Sabut printer. Okay, what we do is that Tibet House will be very happy to offer a complimentary copy to each one of you. So you will get a copy, a new copy, not this one. This one is we use here in the hall. You will get a new copy after this. Hopefully there are more copies printed. Okay, so you take your share and then you can make notes there. You're getting it? Okay. And the next time for the class, you bring your own copy, so that you can make notes there. For this, we need to know 5 points. Number 1 is, how many of you have no experience of suffering in your life? Raise your hands. How many of you have experience of suffering in your life? Raise your hands. We all have this experience. So number 1 is suffering. Suffering, you like it or you don't like it? You don't like it, right? Suffering, you don't like it. So the whole purpose of coming here for the panorama is to learn how to get rid of suffering. You're getting number 1, suffering. To eradicate suffering, we have to first identify what the suffering is. Number 1. Then the suffering, it comes from the causes. Ye dharma hetu prabhava. Pinzola, you read it? Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava. You all recite this mantra? Okay. Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava. All these phenomena arise from the causes, the suffering which we don't like, yet we go through, came from the causes. The suffering, they arise from the causes. What are the causes of suffering? Number one is suffering. Immediate cause of suffering is contaminated karmas. Number two. Again, contaminated karmas should have the cause. What is the immediate cause of the contaminated karmas? Afflictions. Number three. Afflictions. Afflictions also must have some the causes. Inappropriate attention. Inappropriate attention. Number one, suffering or misery. Number two, contaminated karmas. Contaminated karmas arise from afflictions. Afflictions arise from inappropriate attention. Inappropriate attention. Inappropriate attention arises from self-grasping ignorance. Dangzin Marikpa. Self-grasping ignorance. Okay, so these five, we have to know these 5 points. And these 5 points, in this stanza you will see the 5 points either explicitly or implicitly. The 5 points, you will see them either explicitly or implicitly. Same, ceasing of karma and afflictions leads to nirvana. What's the opposite of nirvana? Samsara, suffering, misery. So the opposite of nirvana is the point number 1. Suffering, samsara, miseries. Point number 1, which is opposite of nirvana, which is samsara. Number 1. Then samsara arises from karmas, contaminated karmas. Number 2. Contaminated karmas. Number 2. Contaminated karmas arise from afflictions. Number 3. Okay, so 3 things are there in the first line. Then actions and afflictions. Actions here meaning karmas. Karmas and afflictions arise from conceptual thought. Conceptual thought here refers to the inappropriate attention. Number 4. Conceptual thought. In line 2, conceptual thought refers to the inappropriate attention. Okay. These meaning the conceptual thoughts arise from mental elaboration. Which elaboration? Elaboration of self-grasping ignorance, true existence. Elaboration true existence meaning referring to self-grasping ignorance. So these are 5 points that we need to keep in mind. Okay, tell me, what is number 1? Samsara or suffering. What is number 2? Contaminated karmas. What is number 3? Afflictions. What is number 4? Inappropriate attention. What is number 5? Self-grasping ignorance. Very good. Fine. Now, how to understand this? If you understand this so well, then what are you going to study? The painting, Wheel of Life, Siddha color will become very easy for us. For this, I'd like to give an example. Okay. Okay, let's say that you're all fast asleep. You're all fast asleep. And you start dreaming. How many of you have never had dream in your life? Raise your hands. Okay, everybody knows what dream is. You start dreaming. Dreaming of what? Dreaming of attending PANORAMA in? No. In Raghu house. How many of you know Raghu house? Raise your hands. Okay, quick. Tapala. Share with us what is Raghu house. Very quickly. With mic. Very quick.
It's basically a 150-year-old house made of...
Come here. Okay, what is Raghu house? Yes.
So Raghu house is...
Come here, closer. Yes.
Raghu house is a 150...
Stand.
It's basically a 150-year-old house, it's in a Ladakhi, like, cultural, like the whole thing, the architect. So we, Flowering Dharma, we have an office over there. I mean, like, we operate from that base. It's given by the family from the Raku, like their name is Raku. So
what programs do you run there?
Yeah, we do a lot of programs over there. I mean, like, it's our main center. So we do Sunday meditation and philosophy classes, like every Sunday.
Philosophy class.
Yes.
Okay, now imagine that you are having panorama class there in Raghu House in Ladakh, right? Thank you. Okay, what is that? In your dream. Actually, you are in Delhi. Are you in Delhi or in Ladakh now? Delhi. You go to sleep, you fall asleep, and you dream of being in Ladakh, and then they are Mr. Tapala is saying, oh, let's have panorama class in Raghu House, come. Then you all signed up and come to Raghu House. Now the class is happening in the Raghu House. Then what I do is that, okay, the Nishita you have for mobile?
Yeah.
And in the middle of the class, what I do is that I show this to you, right? Okay, what do you see? Mobile. Okay, is that real mobile or is it dream mobile?
Dream.
It's a dream mobile, but you see it as a mobile, number one. Then you look at it very clearly, you see it as iPhone 11. Seems like you are not really interested in iPhone 11. Only this girl, right? Okay, what is iPhone 11? Huh? Hey, no?
Kishala's favorite phone.
No, tell me. What is iPhone 11? Anybody?
Mobile phone.
Of course, don't make it boring. Huh? Somebody tell me very quick. We don't have time. Huh? It's the latest iPhone. You're getting it? Okay, if it is the latest iPhone, most expensive iPhone, who's interested? Raise hands. To be very honest, if somebody gives you for free. Okay, now let's see. First you see a mobile, number one. Number two, you look at it very closely. Wow, if iPhone 11. Number two. Then Kishala's very kind. Kishala's very kind. The Samsung or whatever, right? Mobile, 5,000 rupees mobile. Kishala's iPhone 11. Kishala, you may be kind to change the mobiles, right? Then Tapala says, no, I said it already before. I said it before. So no, I said it first. No, I said it before. Then two of you start fighting, right? Then what happens? Fight, and then the police siren comes, and then both of you are taken to jail, prison. You getting it? Okay. And then your mother comes. What's your name? Jigmela. Hey Jigmela, why did you end up in jail? You went to PANORAMA. And you end up in jail. Why? Right, then what will you say? Okay, jail is a good place or bad place? Bad place is misery. You get number one, misery. Why did you end up in jail? Why did you go to jail? Why? Because I had a physical fight with Tapala. Physical fight is karma. Physical fight. Fight is action, karma. Why did you fight? Huh? Because of my attachment to the mobile and anger towards Tapala. Attachment to the mobile, anger towards Tapala, these two are afflictions. How come that you have attachment to what? To the mobile. Why you fight over the mobile? You already have your mobile. No, mom, this is iPhone 11. Right? Okay. Is that iPhone 11 or is it dream mobile? It's a dream mobile. It's not a mobile in the first place. Right? Forget about being an iPhone 11. It's not a true mobile. It's just a dream mobile. You exaggerate the quality of the mobile. So what is that? No, there's no iPhone 11 there. Of course, did you not see a mobile? No, there's a dream mobile. No, it's a mobile. So all these problems started with seeing the dream mobile as a real mobile. Yes? All the problems started with seeing the dream mobile as a real mobile. First, seeing the dream mobile as real mobile. Number one, this is the basic ignorance. From this, then you exaggerate the quality of the mobile. iPhone 11, that is inappropriate attention. Inappropriate. Okay, let's say that. Okay, let's say that this flower is red. This flower is the basis, and the redness is the quality of this flower. You agree with me? This mobile is the basis. This mobile is iPhone 11. iPhone 11 is the characteristic quality of the object. You get it? This mobile is iPhone 11. This mobile is very expensive. Okay, so the first ignorance is the ignorance pertaining to the basis, the object. Second one, inappropriate attention, is the ignorance pertaining to the characteristic of the object. Distortion of the characteristic of the object. False characterization of object, number two. Then what happens? This iPhone 11, then the desire arises towards the iPhone 11. Then when somebody says that, I said it, then the anger arises. So these desire and anger, they fall in the category of the afflictions. So with this then, this will make you to fight. That is the physical, verbal, mental actions, karmas. Karma. And this karma will take you to end up in jail. That is samsara, or suffering. You're getting it? We have to know these 5 points. Now tell me, all our sufferings are because of what? Because of contaminated karmas. And contaminated karmas because of afflictions. And afflictions are because of inappropriate attention. And inappropriate attention because of self-grasping, ignorance. Very good. Okay. So from this, what I like to explain, one thing which is so important is that the let's say that afflictions of the 5 points. What is number 3? Good. Number 3, affliction. Number 4, inappropriate attention. What is number 5? Self-grasping, ignorance. For information, let's say all these 3 are number 5, 4, 3. All 3 are afflictions. All 3 afflictions. But I said that only number 3 is affliction. I said it. But in reality, all 3, the number 5, 4, 3, all are afflictions. For example, in India, is there the Prime Minister? Yes. Are there the ministers? Yes. So we have Prime Minister and the ministers. Yes. Okay. Prime Minister, is he a minister or not?
Yes.
He's a minister. Why? So why do we have to say Prime Minister and the ministers? Because of designation. So he is a minister, but of the ministers, he is very important. Likewise, all 3 are afflictions. Of these three, the number three, that is the what we call as affliction. That is the gross affliction. And the first, number 4 and number 5, these 2 are subtle. Particularly number 5 is a very subtle affliction. It's the prime minister. You're getting it? It's the prime of the affliction. Number 5. So it is also affliction. Number 5, number 4, both afflictions. But why number 3 is called as affliction is to differentiate the gross affliction from these subtle afflictions. You're getting it? This is what you have to keep in mind. Okay. Now, having understood this, let's go back to the painting. Okay, now, Nishita, take your mobile, otherwise I may forget it. Okay, now, let's go to the painting, right? Okay, let's keep in mind, of the 5 points, we will summarize the 5 points into 3. Number 1 is miseries or samsara. Number 2 is contaminated karmas. Then we will club number 3, 4, 5 together as affliction. We'll club number 3, 4, 5 as afflictions, all 3 as afflictions. Now tell me, how many points are there? Three. What are they? Suffering, contaminant karmas, and afflictions. Now, if somebody were to ask you, what is the cause of samsara? You can say contaminant karmas and afflictions. You're getting it? So, in other words, samsara is the resultant state, and the resultant means there should be a cause. The cause is, if somebody asks you, what is the cause of samsara? You can say contaminant karmas and afflictions. You're getting it? Good. Now with this, let's go to the painting. What do you find in the innermost circle? Three creatures there. Very good. Three creatures there. Okay. Now pay attention to what I'm saying. Only when I ask you what is there in the painting, you focus there. Otherwise, what I focus on what I'm saying. You're getting it? Because I'm going to go pretty quickly. I'm going to rush through the innermost circle. So say of the 3 points which we studied, samsara, contaminant karmas, and afflictions. Of the three, which is which comes as the final cause? Of the three? Afflictions. Very good. So the innermost is the afflictions. Innermost circle depicts afflictions. Okay, now from what we have studied of the 3 points, afflictions is the root, then this gives rise to, hey, from the 3 points, contaminant karmas, then from the inside you go out. The second one is contaminant karmas. You're getting it? Second one is contaminant karmas. Okay, good. Now, we'll first go into the innermost circle once more. Innermost circle, what is that circle? Circle of afflictions. Very good. So inside we see 3 creatures. You're getting it? These 3 creatures, they are also referred to as the 3 poisonous afflictions. 3 poisonous afflictions. And in fact, we keep in mind that afflictions, how many afflictions are there?
3.
Oh, 3. Wow, that's easy, right? That's not difficult to remove the afflictions. Only 3, right? Right? How many afflictions are there? Anger, attachment, jealousy, competitiveness, conceit. More than 3, right? How many such afflictions are there? Innumerable. You're getting it? Innumerable. But why only 3 here? Okay. So let's say that people here, I can say that, okay, I know all these people. So these people I can group into 2. Right? Group into 2. How? The boys and the non-boys. Is it correct? Not correct? Correct? Boys and the non-boys. Is there anybody who is not a boy, not non-boy? Okay. So this is how we classify. So I put everyone into 2 families. Boys and the non-boys. Likewise, all the afflictions, although there are infinite number of afflictions, we can put them into 3 families. Family, affliction says like, okay, let's see that. Okay, how many of you are fond of cheesecakes? Raise hands. Okay, not really. Huh? Okay, how many of you are fond of chocolates? And how many of you are fond of PUBG? Huh? No one. Okay, how many of you are fond of the what? Stew? How many are fond of stew? Okay, that's interesting. There's a diversity. There's no one thing that most of you raise your hands. How many like momos? Wow, that's the momo. Okay. Okay, let's say when you think about the momos, what happens? Your mind is pulled. You're getting it? Your mind is pulled. Okay. Okay, you like momos. First, they say if you like momos, then the tapala will give you momos. Right? Momos, 50 momos for you. 50 momos. You eat the first one, second one, third one, 10, 20, 30. Which is more delicious, first piece or the 50th piece? First one, we keep it last. First of all, you keep it last so that you can enjoy it later. The most delicious one. No difference. No difference. You're getting it? Okay. So the first momo, what happens? That it pulls you. The last moment after eating, you force. Oh, 10 is finished. The girls may say 10 is good. Right? And the boys may say 15 is good or 20 is good. No, have more. We have 15. No, don't worry. We have 50 for you. Right? Then you push yourself, force yourself. Then the 50th one, right? You are about to throw up. Okay. Now the 50th one, you like it? No. Please take it away. Okay. So look, the first piece pulls you. The 50th piece pushes you. You getting it? Okay. Involuntary pull and push. This is affliction. Involuntary pull and push. This is affliction. So we see that, okay, the first momo, it pulls you. The 50th momo, it pushes you too. Then what about the 7th momo? With the girls? 7th momo is fine. 14th one? Not really. 10th one? Okay, let's say 10th one. That's strange. I thought the girls is going to be like... Okay, so let's say, first momo, it pulls you. 50th momo, it pushes you. 10th momo, okay, so. Right? One is involuntary pull, one is involuntary push, one is the middle, neutral. Involuntary pull, push, and neutral. There are these three things. You're getting it? So, we see that afflictions, they are of these three families. Either involuntary pull, or involuntary push, or say the neutral. Neutral meaning, okay, now first I will say neutral. Any questions you have, I'll be happy to deal with. For timing, I will say, there are three classes of afflictions. One is, three classes of afflictions. One is involuntary pull. Number 2 is involuntary push. Then number 3 is neutral. There are three classes of. So, if you look at the inside, the innermost circle, we see that there are three creatures there. One is the bird, which signifies, okay, involuntary pull is known as attachment. Involuntary pull is known as attachment. Involuntary push is known as aversion or anger. And the neutral is the ignorance. And I'm sure some of you are interested, why neutral is known as ignorance? That will deal later. If you're interested, you're getting it. For the time being, say involuntary pull is attachment, involuntary push is aversion, and the neutral is the ignorance. Okay, this is how I would put it. Now, the bird signifies the involuntary pull, attachment. And the snake, it depicts the involuntary push, aversion. And the pig, the ignorance, the neutral or the ignorance, these three. Okay, now tell me more. What is there in the innermost? Tell me more. Don't tell me again there are three creatures. That we already explained it. Something more. Something yes?
White rose.
Okay, background white. This has no meaning. Okay, that's accidental. Okay, any more?
It comes out from the pig's mouth. Both the snake and the bird comes out from pig's mouth.
Very good. Okay. Innermost circle can be depicted in two ways. One is that the bird and the snake comes out of the mouth of the pig, which means that all the afflictions somehow they arise from the ignorance. Pig is the ignorance, and then the bird and the bird and the snake, the depicting the afflictions, they all arise from the ignorance. This is one. Another version is, both versions are correct. Another version is that the pig, the bird, and the snake, they are coming out from the mouth of the other creature. They are like circle. So let's say the pig is coming up. Let's say the bird is coming out of the mouth of the snake, and the snake coming out of the mouth of the pig, and the pig coming out of the mouth of the bird, like round. Which means that afflictions, say attachment can give rise to anger, for example, because the attachment to the mobile, then you see a competitor there, then anger arises towards the competitor, so attachment gives rise to the, if you're not attached to mobile, somebody picks it up, you are not angry. But if you're so attached to this, somebody comes to compete with you, then the anger arises, jealousy arises. You're getting it? So attachment can give rise to anger. And anger can perpetuate your ignorance. And ignorance again gives rise to attachment. Likewise, attachment gives rise to ignorance. Ignorance gives rise to anger. Anger can give rise to attachment. So this is like the no beginning circle. It's just a circular thing. These afflictions can give rise to each other endlessly. This is the another version of depiction. So both are correct. Okay, now with these afflictions, then what happens? Then the contaminated karmas. Number 2, what do you see in the number 2? Circle number 2, what do you see there? Anybody? Yes, Lodrella. What is there? What do you see there? Second circle?
In the second picture, which the symbol...
The mic.
The second picture, which is symbolizing the...
Not second picture, the second circle, from the innermost circle, yes?
The second circle, which is symbolizing the contaminated karmas, which has been divided into 2 sections, white section...
No, what I'm saying is, what do you see there? This is my question. First tell me what you see there, and the explanation we'll do later. What do you see there?
Black and white picture.
Okay, we see that it is split into 2 halves. One is white, one is black. So, second circle depicts the karma. Karma means actions. What actions? Physical, verbal, mental actions. So these actions can be white, which is virtuous, can be black, which is non-virtuous. So virtuous karma and non-virtuous karma, black and white. You're getting it? Okay. Then what is inside? What do you see more inside the second circle? Say in the black part, you see the animal there, you see the hungry ghost there, we see the helping there. So with the non-virtuous karma, will take us into these 3 lower realms: animal realm, hungry ghost realm, hell realm. And with the virtues, we see the human beings, asuras, and the god and goddesses. With the white part, you see the 3 beings there. The first one was human being from the bottom, human being, then the asuras, then the deva devis, 3. Okay. With the virtuous karma will take you to the favorable births, favorable results, like human realm, asuras, or the god and goddess realm, deva devi realm. Whereas with the non-virtuous karma, you will go into the animal realm, hungry ghost realm, then the hell realm, 3. Okay, what do you find in number 3? Circle 3. What do you find in circle 3? 6 realms. Okay, now tell me, let's say from the 3 points, what is left now? From 3 points, affliction is gone, contaminated karma is gone, samsara, the miseries of samsara. So with these 2 causes, afflictions, contaminated karmas, the result in the form of suffering, the result in the form of samsara, that is going to be experienced in the third, depicted by the third circle. Third circle depicts, if we have the afflictions, we have the contaminated karmas, then we will take birth in the samsara. What kind of samsara? Samsara, which is the Duariktok, right? There's 6 realms of samsara, or sometimes we say 5 realms of samsara, if you want to say. So let's say 6. 6 is 3 lower realms and the 3 higher realms. What are the 3 lower realms? Okay, okay, let's say the 3 lower, the 3 partitions, it is partitioned into 6. So what is on the 3 lower ones? 3 lower ones, the partitions. One on the right side, what is that? Animals. Then what is on the left side? What is the right? Right meaning, no, the left. The hungry ghost, and then the bottom, hell. These are the 3 lower realms. You're getting it? As a result of the negative karma. Then at the top, let's say, what is that? Okay, top, let's say on the left side, top again is split into three. Left side is human realm, then the right side is asuras, then the top is Deva Devis, God and goddesses. Okay, good. These three. Okay, so we see that the innermost circle depicts what? Affliction. Second circle depicts contaminant karmas. Third one depicts samsara, or the miseries. You getting it? Now, what do you find in the outermost circle? What do you find in the outermost circle? Huh? Okay, what do you find there? 12 segments there, right? 12 segments there. We see 12 segments. These 12 segments are known as 12 links of dependent origination. Okay, now let us not be too ambitious. I promised to do it till 7:30. It's already 7:37. We'll stop here. We'll continue this the next session. Tabala, when is the next session? 28. Am I here? No. I'm here. Okay. So we'll continue. Okay, then don't send your representative next time. Don't send your representative. Right? Okay, I did half you do. I don't say to sister or brother. Oh. You're getting it? Okay. So I'll have to you to remind me where we left now. Okay, good. We'll stop here. Questions? 1 or 2 questions? Yes? Here. The mic.
So Geshe-la, after attaining the state of enlightenment, does the consciousness perishes? What happens to the consciousness? Okay, after enlightenment, does the consciousness perish or annihilate, disappear, or what happens to it? Okay, this is a good question. So enlightenment, it is 2 kinds. Enlightenment is 2 kinds, and of course we need to keep in mind that the Buddhist philosophy is very rich. And later on, I would really encourage all of us, each one of us. I don't think that I'm from the philosophy. I'm not from philosophy. I'm not from psychology. I'm not from the science. Right? I don't really can understand this. Don't think like this. Don't underestimate yourself. This is a very rich philosophy, and you will really enjoy this. So there are various positions. I'm going to explain this from the most standard position, which is Madhyamika position. From that point of view, when you become enlightened, what happens to your consciousness? Say the gold. In the first place, what is enlightenment? You're getting it? What is enlightenment? Let's say the gold. The gold, say you have like a small, specks of gold. Specks of gold, like 1 kg gold, small pieces of golds. And then you mix this with the mud, with the clay. You mix it. When the gold is separate, it glows. It's very beautiful. You mix with the mud, the glow disappears. And then there's somebody who's looking at this composition will say that there's gold here. No, it's a mud. Right? Okay. Now what do? Your job is to say that, yes, there's gold. I know there's gold there. How will you prove that? You remove the mud from the gold. You getting it? You remove the mud, then what happens to what happens? Then the gold is left behind. The gold will glow. Gold will disappear, or it will still be there? Okay. So the gold is like your pure nature of the mind, and that is the enlightenment. And when the gold is mixed with the mud, you don't see the gold. That is samsara. You're getting, remove the metal mud, remove the metal dirt, then the gold inside will glow. That is when the gold glows, when your mind glows, where the metal defilements are all removed, that is enlightenment. You're getting it? So just as after removing the mud, the gold still remains. Mind will continue. So now, this mind has three qualities. When all the mental dirt are removed, then this mind has the three perfect qualities: perfect love, perfect knowledge, and perfect power. With these three qualities, then the gold is there. Gold will not disappear, but the gold will glow. You will glow with these two qualities: perfect love, perfect knowledge, perfect power, to benefit all sentient beings. They will continue to serve the beings endlessly. Right? So it will not disappear. So that is the full enlightenment. Now, enlightenment, there are two: Buddhahood. This is what I'm sharing with you now is the Buddhahood. Other one is Nirvana. Nirvana or Nirvana. That Nirvana is a partial cleansing. Partial cleansing, not full cleansing. Partial cleansing, the cognitive obscuration is still there. Afflictive obscuration is gone, but the cognitive obscuration is still there. So it is like, it's glowing a little bit, but not as bright as the pure gold. You getting it? Okay, so there, what happens is that this person will most likely stay in meditation. But the person also goes to teach, for example, Shariputra, Mughlayana, and then later on Ananda also, and the Mahakashyap. All these great teachers who are arhats, who achieved nirvana, they'll continue to give teachings. They do their own meditation, right? So their mind is still there. Their mind is still there, but they will eventually go into the Bodhisattva path. Although they achieved the nirvana, but they will eventually go to the Bodhisattva path to become full enlightened being. Good. Any more questions? Yes, here.
Geshe-la, the second circle is contaminated karma and includes both virtuous and non-virtuous acts.
Yes.
So what are virtuous contaminated karma?
Oh, that's interesting. The second circle is what?
Contaminated karma.
Hey, what's the second circle? Contaminated karmas. And in the contaminated karmas, we see that there are two parts, white and black. What is the white? Virtuous karma. How can virtuous karma be contaminated? Right? This question. Oh, that's true. I didn't think about it. Anybody? Anybody who can help me? How can the virtuous karma can be contaminated? Right? Okay. How many of you have dreamt of doing good things in your dream? How many of you have dreamt of doing good things? Lajanla, Chimela, Sonamla. How many of you dreamt of doing good things in your life? Okay, how many of you never dreamt of doing good things in your life? Not even smiling at somebody. Right? Okay, so we all dreamt of doing good things. Okay. Now, how many of you dreamt fighting with somebody at least once in your life, at least once in your lifetime? Yes. Okay, yes, of course, that's something very strange sometimes, right? I wouldn't really fight. But sometimes in my dream, I was fighting with some people. That's very strange, right? Okay, so what I'm saying is that in dream, you dream of fighting with people. In dream, you dream of helping others. You getting it? Fighting with people in the dream, is it virtuous, non-virtuous? Non-virtuous, of course. Then in the dream, you're helping somebody, helping a poor person, feeding a dog. It's virtuous, non-virtuous? Virtuous. It's very virtuous. But both have the one problem. What is that problem? Huh?
It's in the dream.
What's the problem if it is dream? What's the problem? Tell me, anybody? What's the problem if it is illusion?
Unconsciously.
Huh? Okay, you are saying something. Yes. Anybody? Just say something. How? Yes. Huh? Yes, it is dream. So what's wrong with it?
It has all the three afflictions.
Okay. So to know this, if I give the answer directly, it will not help you, right? Yeah. If I challenge you, then you will value, right? If I give you this free, you will not value it. If I charge you 1,000 rupees, you will keep it so precious. You getting it? Okay. I'm going to challenge you. Okay. How many of you like to have a dream? Okay, listen carefully. How many of you like to have a dream? How many of you like to have a dream where His Holiness the Dalai Lama offers a cup of tea for you? To have a cup of tea with His Holiness. How many like to have this dream? Raise your hands. How many like to have this dream? Raise your hands. All of us. My next question. How many of you are going to have this dream tonight? Why not, Nishida? Why not? It's a beautiful dream. You like it. Why don't you have it tonight? And Dorjila? Okay. Although it's a very beautiful dream, but I don't have the freedom to choose it. Right? The dream comes without my choice, without my freedom. You getting it? Both dreams, good dream, bad dreams, both share one thing in common, that I don't have the freedom to choose the dream. Even if it's a good dream, still I don't have the freedom. You want with freedom or without freedom? With freedom. With freedom. Why not without freedom? Without freedom is suffering. You're getting it? Lack of freedom is suffering. So even the dream is suffering. Even the good dream is also suffering, because it tells you you do not have the freedom to choose it. You have lost your freedom. Loss of freedom is misery. You're getting it? So therefore, even this virtuous dream of feeding somebody, helping somebody, even this dream has the connotation of having lost the freedom. You don't have the freedom to choose this dream. So loss of freedom. Loss of freedom is the inalienable part of this dream, good dream. So that is contaminated. Contaminated. Within this, you don't have the freedom. Accidentally, it happened to be a good dream. You're getting it? Good dream is virtue. And not having what? Not having the freedom to choose it, that is the contaminated. For example, let's say, okay, how many of you like to have how many like to have the a statue of your mother? How many like to have a statue of your mother? Huh? Well, how many you love mother? Right? Yeah, how many like to have the photograph of mother? Of course, statue is even better. It's 3D, photograph is 2D. Right? You like 2D, you don't like 3D. Okay, so 3D is even better. It's better, you're getting it? But it's so nice. But it is made of very poor material, poor quality material. You're getting it? Very poor quality material. Like very dirty clay. From the dirty clay, the most expert sculptor make it a beautiful statue of your mother. But the material is very poor. You're getting it? Statue-wise, it gives such a joy to see the mother's face there. But the material is very poor, you don't like it. Likewise, this dream, the pleasant dream, very pleasant dream of helping somebody is very virtuous because you're helping, but this is, you don't have the freedom, that is the contaminated. So it's a contaminated virtuous karma. You're getting it? Okay, any more questions? Anyone? Yes? Okay, last question.
Like in the sixth run, why are the asuras fighting with Deva Devi?
Okay, this is a good question. Yeah, why the asuras are fighting with the Deva Devis? This is a good question. Okay, let's say the story has it, and then they say the very standard positions that yes, two of them are fighting badly. Two of them are fighting badly, and why? Number one is like a very simple story, that the wish-fulfilling tree grows in the Asura's place. Asuras is like, you know, say for example, how many you live in the flats? Right? Which floor? 1, 2, the ground. First one, not the fourth one. Right? So the ground floor person plants the mango. Plants a mango, and the mango grows on the ground floor, and the tree grows taller. Then it goes to floor number 5. right? And all the fruits are found on the floor number 5. And floor number 5 picks up the fruit like this, right? And ground floor is not getting any fruit. So ground floor, I put all the effort, and fruit is eaten by the 5th floor. So the devas are in the 5th floor, and the asuras in the ground floor. You getting it? The wish-fulfilling tree grows from the asuras, and the fruits are given in the deva devis. So the asuras, they are not too happy with that. They wish war. Number 1. Number 2, asuras, they are, generally speaking, they have the tendency, mental tendency of jealousy. They're very bright. Unfortunately, the propensity of the asuras is the jealousy. Jealousy is the intrinsic nature, some basic nature, fundamental nature of the asuras. So therefore, with jealousy, they see that the devas devis, they are more successful, so therefore they always wage war. And then these wars, sometimes they are very acute, to the extent that the deva devis, they lost in the war. And then Indra being pushed, and Indra becomes so desperate, and Indra had to go to Buddha to request how to solve the problem. So Buddha gave suggestions, advice to them. Are you good? Good. Now the end dedication prayer.
Who are these asuras?
Okay, who are these asuras? Actually, I did not know any of them. That's true. So the beings, it is like, say, amongst the human beings, some are more cultured and some less cultured. Some more generous, more cultured, some are less cultured. Both are human beings. Then we see that they say they're less cultured, they go into stealing, killing, then telling lies. And more cultured people, they're more decent, more compassionate. So within human, we say, oh, these people are not even human beings. Although they're human beings, because they are less cultured, they say that they are not even human beings. Likewise, the god and goddesses on the one hand, and the asuras on the other hand, both are actually the god and goddesses. Both fall under category of god and goddesses. Within the god and goddesses, one is less cultured and one is more cultured. Less cultured one, they are the asuras. Yeah. Are you good? Pinzola.
Please turn to page number 82 of the white book. Additional dedication prayer. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chandrik Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. Just as the brave Manjushri and Samatabhadra too realize things as they are, also I dedicate all these merits in the best way, that I may follow the perfect example. I dedicate all these roots of virtue with the dedication praised as the best by the victorious ones thus gone of the 3 times, so that I might perform the noble Bodhisattva's deeds. May the supreme bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase forevermore. Chang Chuk Sem Churim Poche Maske Spanam Shke Gyushik Shke Panyam Pame Payang Gong Ne Gong Du Pel Varsho. As long as space remains, as long as sentient beings remains, until then may I too remain, to dispel the miseries of the world. Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all beings without exception into that enlightened state. I dedicate the merit thus gathered towards the realizations of the deeds and the prayers of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 3 times, and to the upholding of the Dharma of teaching and realization. May I in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect view, and the 2 stages. With the wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I reach full enlightenment. Inspired by wisdom and compassion in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. The path of the unit of emptiness and compassion is lucidly explained by the protector of both the Dharma and the beings of the snowland. You are the lotus holder Tenzin Gyatso. We supplicate you that your wishes are fulfilled spontaneously. May the operations of evil thoughts and deeds, of the negative forces of humans and non-humans who harbors malice through perverted prayers against the teachings of the Buddhas, be totally vanquished through the power of the truth of the three jewels. In all my lives, never separated from the perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of the stages and path. May I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by Arya Manjushri and be able to uphold the Dharma in general, the teachings on dependent origination in particular, even at the cost of my life. Thank you.